Hello, welcome back and welcome to the province of Udon Thani in ISAN. This is a very big and very special province and we've come at a very special time. Tonight is Loy Krathong Festival, one of the biggest events in the whole calendar here in Thailand. And so we're going to learn and experience all about Loy Krathong in the evening, but in the morning, well, we'll come to a very, very scenic lake full of 10 million pink lotus flowers. So today is going to be a very fun, educational and atmospheric vlog and adventure here in Isan. So let's just get out there, let's get on the boat, let's get out to the lake and let's start this adventure right now. Let's go. Okay, it's busy on the lake today in Udon Thani. Have a look at this. Lots of boats. I think there's probably about 50 boats on the lake this morning. Here comes another group. Hello, hello.
Good morning.
Good morning, good morning.
สวัสดีค่ะ Can you speak Thai?
Nick Noi. It's 7:30 and the sun is already, very high up, or it feels very high up. And I think, to be honest, the earlier you get here, the more epic it's going to be in terms of the lighting conditions. But if you just want to see all the flowers open, 7 o'clock is fine. It's taken us half an hour to get out here in the thick of the, pink flowers. We've gone through a few patches already, but we didn't stop for some reason. We've come all the way to the other side of the lake here. And look, I've done a lotus flower before in Patalung province, a place called Talay Noi, and so it's kind of jading my experience in this particular lake because it's lovely, it's pretty. Don't get me wrong, it is gorgeous. Obviously, look around, the birds singing and going about their business, feeding on fish and bugs and things. Very pleasant little boat ride and everything. The only thing that I'm comparing it to Talay Noi wise is it doesn't have the epic mountains surrounding you. It doesn't have the clouds reflecting in the morning light on the lake. It's very flat here in Udon Thani, no mountains, quite a bit of smoke in the sky. So visibility and the views aren't as epic. If you had to choose Patalung, Talay Noi, or this lake here in Udon Thani, Patalung wins every day of the week and twice on a Sunday, especially with the wild buffalo that live in the lake. And maybe they have buffalo here too, I'm sure they do. This lake here is huge. Like I said, half an hour we've been trotting along. And this peaceful moment where our little driver's using the oar instead of the engine. Very pleasant. So, just going to soak up the views, see if I can see some more birds and try and enjoy this serene morning here out on the Lotus Lake in Udon Thani. Here's one of the lotus flowers. Very beautiful. And the here are the lily pads. Come on, you little lily pad. Wow, it's so peaceful. Now that we've got away from the boats and he's just paddling away, all of a sudden now you can hear all the birds and they're making cool little noises. And I wish I had my GoPro because I'd love to put the camera under the water for you so you can see just how crystal clear it is. And we could see all the root systems because just looking in it seems fascinating. But it's 8:30. I don't have any sun cream or a hat, so I'm going to ask him to take me back. We've been out here for an hour, and the best part was the last 20 minutes, just being quietly, just doing this. Oh, dragonfly. So yeah, we'll go back to the city, Udon Thani. Tonight is a very special night. It's Loy Krathong Festival. So I'm going to try and find the best place to be for the evening and hopefully find a lot of atmosphere. Udon Thani is a big city, so I'm sure we'll be fine. Plus I have some recommendations from the hotel I'm staying at. So I'm going to drive back, relax a little bit, and we'll pick up in the afternoon where I'll teach you all about Loy Krathong and we'll go experience it. My first ever time doing Loy Krathong in Isan. I've always done it in either Chiang Mai or in Chumpon. So it will be an interesting experience to learn what it's like here in Easton Thailand. I'm sure it'll be lovely. Okay, Captain. Okay, welcome back to this city, downtown Udon Thani in the afternoon. And I spoke to the hotel and I asked, where's the best place to go for Loy Krathong Festival? She said this park because it's got a huge lake. So I've come down here, there's not much activity, but maybe we'll find some. But if you don't know what Loy Krathong is, let me just tell you. But I've just seen something funny, let me show you. Okay, so let me explain, because that, believe it or not, is connected to this festival. So basically, Loy Krathong is the second biggest festival in the Buddhist calendar year. Obviously, you have Songkran is the #1, which is the Thai and Buddhist New Year, and that's a 3-day festival. But Loy Krathong is on the full moon of every November. So it's a different time of the month every year. It's always on the full moon. I can't see the full moon yet, but it might come up later. And on full moon, the Thai people and Buddhist people will make or buy, it's better to make it if you can, but people don't have the time these days. So you buy a krathong. It's normally traditionally made out of bamboo, and then bamboo leaves and banana leaf, I should say, wraps around it, and you decorate it with flowers. You add incense, candles, a little bit of money. Some people take out their hair, like 1 or 2 hairs. Some people trim their fingernails and put them in there. A little bit of a little bit of money, and candles and incense, and the krathong, Loy Krathong. You put the krathong onto the water, try to focus all of the bad energy or any sort of bad karma that you had during the year into the krathong, and you try to wish it downstream. You bring in new luck, you bring in new fortune for yourself, and you try to take away. It's like a cleansing thing. If you're thinking, yeah, but what about the Lantern Festival? Isn't that the same thing? Actually, the Lantern Festival is different, but it's on the same night. In Chiang Mai, traditionally, the Lantern Festival is very famous because, you know, thousands and thousands of people come and all do the lanterns at the same time. But the Lantern Festival is actually something called Yi Bing. It's Chinese in origin, but they kind of adopted it here in Thailand and connected it to Loy Krathong. But Loy Krathong is the krathong in the river, okay? That's what Loy Krathong is. And when I was a teacher, I actually had my friends come to school and we made krathongs with my students, and it was really fun. And they filmed it for their YouTube channel because my friends had a YouTube channel. Actually, their YouTube channel is massive. You'll know who they are if you follow travel channels. They're called Kara and Nate, and when they came to Chiang Mai, they come to Chiang Mai quite often before COVID, and that particular time, yeah, they came and helped my kids make krathongs because they wanted to learn about it as well, and it was so much fun.
I tried my hardest to make the best krathong in class, but somehow the kids outdid me.
No, that's really good.
Couldn't have done it without her help.
Good job.
Thank you, teacher
I'll give you
Patty.
a B minus.
This is A+.
A plus.
Yes.
I like you.
But then funnily enough, that night, I was like, look guys, I'll help you with the lantern, okay? I'll teach you how to light it and get it up in the sky, and then I'll hold the camera for you so you can get a good shot for your vlog. And they were like, brilliant. And then I told them how to do it, and then when they tried to do it, I think the first one set on fire.
Oh my gosh.
The second one just crashed down into the river.
Just fireballs falling out of the sky.
I'm so scared. It's gonna catch on fire. Oh gosh.
I'm stressing out now. Go up! Go up! Go up!
It's going up!
Come on! Come on! Come on!
Keep going. No.
And I think finally the third time, they didn't listen to me and they got it up in the sky. So I'm not very good at doing lanterns. So it's a fascinating part of Thai culture. It's a very interesting time at the temple, which I think is what I think I'm going to have to do, because I've just had a little look around. I've been walking around here now for about half an hour, and I know it's not dark, and I think that's when most people come out, but it doesn't really seem to be a lot going on here, and everybody seems to be very desperately trying to push their krathong downstream, but there's no stream at this lake. So the krathongs are just kind of sinking and looking very lonely. And the funny part was, the reason why I wanted to show you that colourful kids krathong is that doesn't make any sense, because so the kids are really good, they're really switched on. They say, no, we're not going to do the lanterns because it's bad for the environment, Teacher Paddy. And I'm like, oh yeah, of course, you're right. And they say, and the krathongs are not good for the river either, because you have to staple all the things together, and there's metal clips in there, and you know, thousands and thousands of krathongs downriver. It's not really exactly perfect for the environment and the poor fish. So what people do now is they make and buy these ones that are made out of ice cream wafer cones, and they get soggy and wet and they sink into the river, and the fish eat the cones. So it's biodegradable, no metal. I think they even use sugar as the glue, and so it's completely safe for the environment, or better for the environment than the normal krathongs. But on that particular one, they've stuck on a plastic Barbie doll. So that's going to get wet, get soggy, sink into the river and take the plastic doll with it. So it kind of counteracts the whole point. So let's go see if we can find some culture and some wonderful things, because as beautiful as Udon Thani Lake is, maybe it's turned out to be a bit of a flop coming to Udon Thani. Maybe I should have stayed in Chiang Mai, I don't know. Let's see what we can find. Right, I don't know what's going on. I've just spent 15 minutes walking to the biggest temple next to the biggest water supply or lake in the city, but it's a ghost town. There's traffic and stuff, but you know, it's rush hour. But I've just come to the temple, there's nobody here. There's two monks brushing the floor. No cars, no people, no activity, nothing. Now I've had a look at Google Maps. There is another lake. It's smaller, quite considerably smaller, about half the size, and it's about 2 kilometers further into the town. I just assumed biggest lake, biggest temple, this would be the place to be. And of course, we've seen a few people knocking around doing Loy Krathong, but there's no atmosphere, which is kind of what you want. So we're gonna try the other small lake. 15 minutes walk back to Dreamy, then we'll drive through town, and fingers crossed we find some festivities on this festival day. Udon Thani. Where's your Loy Krathong? Okay, I've driven to the smaller lake and you can see the moon behind me. It's shining bright. It's beautiful. I just drove through 15 minutes across town. Udon Thani is massive. There's so much going on. So many night markets, so much food, so much life. I felt like I was in Bangkok for a minute. This city is 2-3 times the size of Chiang Mai. This is the biggest city we've seen on this trip because we haven't been to Bangkok yet. And yeah, I can see people, it looks like lots of gold flickering lights in the distance. Anyway, let's walk over to the flickering lights and see what we can buy and set off a krathong and soak up some atmosphere. Let's go. You can see? You can see? Everything okay? Alright. Okay, there's a kind gentleman filming this. So, I got the krathong and we're ready to go. So, quite pretty. 90 baht. And so what I would like you to do with me, put your 2021 in here. All the shit, all the COVID crap, all the business, all the rubbish. Put it in here. And let's bring in some good luck. Shoo, shoo, shoo. Come on, happy Loy Krathong. Okay, I'm sweating. Sweaty, sweaty, sweaty Paddy. Thank you for watching the Udon Thani video. I hope you enjoyed this province. Obviously I tried to show you not just the city. It's a big city. I mean, big city. And I'll stay here tomorrow. So the next video might be from the city, it might be not. I don't know yet. Oh, let's sing the song. Let's sing the Loy Krathong song. Okay, you can sing along. I'll put the lyrics down for you. Are you ready? November full moon shine, Loy Krathong, Loy Krathong. What's the next part? Loy, Loy Krathong, Loy, Loy Krathong, Loy Krathong is here and everyone is full of cheer. Together at the klong, or a lake in Udon Thani, each one with their krathong. As we push away we pray we can make a better day. Woo! Oh, you're far too kind.